All right. Hello, hello. I have not done a live in a really long time, but this is really important. So I wanted to bring this live and not have to, or yeah, just not have to edit and just be here with you guys. So I have been very quiet for the last few weeks, a few months, and just deepening into this new message that is looking to come through. Times are changing, energies are moving, and the invitation is quite different. So, what I'm addressing today is the root cause of all the unease that we're feeling. I am a personal development and spirituality junkie. Okay, I love all of it. And a lot of it is rooted in fixing and not enoughness. Okay, a lot of the personal development and spirituality is just not enoughness, coded in this like improvement and expansion, but it's actually not that. It's this continuous disconnection. Does not make it any less awesome. Like I said, I love all the books. I love that. Like it's fun to dig into that. However, that intention behind it is really, really important. This is what I'm going to address. One of the things that I'm going to address today in this live. The second is that a lot of it does not go deep enough to the root cause. Does not mean that it's not fun to, again, dig around in that. Absolutely love it. All the relationship stuff, all the, what drives us, but it doesn't go deep enough. And the reason I've been quiet is because working with the one-on-one clients and just the message was not ready yet. And now it is. And one of the things that was really important to me and to honor this community, to honor all the people that are following me, is not deliver things from a place of should or have to. And I'm going to talk about the intention because it's something that I keep talking about with my clients. And if I did not embody that, well, I would just be full of crap. And integrity is very important because that's everything when we're talking about, our path, our personal development, our spirituality. And so when you're doing things from a should or have to, or like, all right, out of obligation or expectation, it's not genuine. People are not getting the value. Okay. And I wanted to make sure that what I share on here comes and brings value, come from a place of authenticity and integrity and brings value. And now it is from this place. And so this is what I want to bring to you. So we're going to go deep today. Let's take a deep inhale in and exhaling out, just relaxing, noticing any tension in your body. Maybe you need to shake those shoulders, relaxing your jaw, just coming into you, coming into your body. Noticing where am I at? How relaxed or agitated do I feel? And not from a place of fixing, or this is right or this is wrong. Just, oh, this is what's present right now. Just bring a little bit of love and self-compassion, not going into the story, oh, this is why, or this is what I ate today. Of course, I'm stressed out because I have all this stress, or of course, I'm excited because this thing is coming up next. What is present here without the story? Can you let go of the story? And just being with and just witnessing. And just building this intimacy with your breath in the present moment. All that is here is just you and your breath. How open, how loving can you be to it? This is so often what we can't even do with people. How present can you be with your partner, your child, your pet? Just really like stop and just witness the magnificence of this being in front of you. So many people can't do that because the mind has them going back into the past or to the future because right now is not safe. Because when you're here, your system can't handle it. All these unprocessed things come up. And this is a huge part of what I do with my one-on-one clients, that they don't know how to stop. They're terrified of stopping. But that is what is required to live a full life. And so not doing this with someone else right now, but are you willing to do that with you? Witnessing the magnificence of your breath. the magnificence of your existence right now. Just taking a deep inhale into that, feeling your lungs fill with air, and exhaling out. No performing, no wondering or worrying about what anyone thinks or how anything will turn out, but just here. Deep inhale in. And exhaling out. Often we have that in the throat. We have that energy moving in the solar plexus, which is where we feel those anxieties, but also excitements. This is where the ego lives. We also have that in the heart. A lot of people don't have their hearts open. I sure did not years ago. It was like just approaching this work with like, oh yeah, I know my heart is closed. Let's do it through the third eye. Like, let's do all the access for the third eye because I know my heart is closed. And the third point is that oftentimes the throat is blocked, right? Our expression, our knowing. Because even if the heart knows, like, oh, I'm afraid to act on that. I'm afraid to trust myself. Okay, so just bringing breath and acceptance and love to all of those. Just breathing into your body again. No story, just witnessing the magnificence of right now. Feeling yourself heavy on your seat. Really good. And so from this place of presence, I'm just seeing the curtain gently move as the windows open. From this place of presence, of receptivity, I want to address the first point, and that is that a lot of this work comes from a place of fixing. So many clients of mine, as I recommend a practice at the end of our session, we work in 3-month time frames, and then I give them an assignment to do for the next session in 2 weeks, or the check-in the week in between, and then they come saying, well, yeah, but it's not working. Like I'm sitting with that part of me or that emotion or that energy, that particular energy in me. Yeah, but it doesn't want to do anything. And I say, whoa, there's an agenda. How would you like to be in a relationship with someone where their conversation with you is, okay, I'm going to talk to you, but like you have to be okay by the end of this conversation. Like, you have to be nice to me, or this is who you have to be at the end of this conversation. No, right? And so often this is what we do. So we approach the spirituality or the personal development from this place of, I am so flawed. How can I fix myself or my life? From this place of rejection, from this place of not enoughness. And this is how it's sold, right? The way you're taught to do a sales job is identify the problem. What are the pain points? Press those and then deliver the solution. And people buy that because their ego is telling them all the time, right? Of course you're flawed. You're horribly flawed. And so, okay, here's a solution to that not enoughness, that my innate not enoughness. Now, the thing is that that part will always be there. And it's not about getting rid of it. It's about learning how to build the right kind of relationship with that part. Okay. So anything that you approach from not enoughness, from let me fix myself, or, oh yeah, I need to push through because this part is unlovable because this part shouldn't even be there. You're creating more disconnection rather than wholeness. And nothing of value can be created from that in the long term. You might get the dopamine hit. Like, oh yeah, I accomplished, I pushed through. And then that is followed by a burnout. And then that is followed by the consequences of that rupture. Okay. So in every moment, whatever work you do, whatever, anything, right? You clean your home. Is it from a place of, ugh, I hate this place. It has to be better. Or, I just love when my place is so clean and just so all in unison and feels so whole. I love that. Cleaning your home, right? Such a simple example. I'm not talking about changing your whole life. Cleaning your home. There's a huge difference which energy you're approaching it from disconnection or from wholeness, okay? From misalignment or from alignment. What is it that you want instead of trying to fix? This is point number 1. Number two, um, and again, it's not wrong. It's like, let's say you're watching a movie, I don't know, like a horror movie or things like that, right? It's like scary or a thriller. It's like you don't want that stuff in your life, but it's fun to dig around in it and to watch that and like, oh, you have the highs and the lows, right? Um, that can also be true for when you're doing all that and we're like, whoa, the ego has all these stories. Let's dig around in that. It doesn't make it any less fun. You're welcome to do that. But ultimately, that doesn't give you the result that you want. If the result is like, oh, I want to feel better, like that's not the way to go with it. Okay, to go at it. Okay, and I just want to make that really clear. Um, Having the right expectations when you're digging around with that whole like fixing and so on, um, it's not going to get you to that place. It can be fun, again, spirituality and personal development junkie right here, but it won't. It just do it for the sake of fun, not because of a solution, because you're not going to get a long-term solution that way. Number two, a lot of it, again, so fun to dig around, but it does not go deep enough. So I'm going to take relationships as an example just because it's an easy one, but this is seen in everything, honestly, about our lives is relationship. Your relationship with money, your relationship with your body, your health, your relationship with life. One of the things that I often recommend to clients, and I've made so many videos about it here, can you treat life as your lover? What does that look like? And for women, the invitation is, do you trust life, right? Just as you would trust a man in your life, do you surrender easily? Or are you there like, no, I have to control and micromanage, and like, he absolutely does not have his shit together, right? And for men, there's actually a lot of relationship coaches will tell you that the way a man treats life is the way and views life is the way he's going to treat his woman. So life's a bitch and it's always unexpected and like shit always happens and you have to handle it. That is exactly how he's going to see the feminine in his life. So, can he treat life as a lover and just be inspired by her and love the storms and love the all the invitations that she provides, all the the expansion that she evokes, right, from the masculine. So that is the invitation. Can you see life as your lover? And that is something that I bring up so often. So everything about your life is relationship. And a lot of the things that we see in the like relationship coaching and even relationship therapy does not go deep enough. So the claim is that you are trying to get from your partner, I would argue as well, from the life, from the aspect of health, from your job, from your home, all these relationships, you're trying to outsource that which you did not originally receive from your parents. That is the claim in that field, right? That it does not go deep enough though. One of the first things I do with my clients, my one-on-one clients, is we do a ritual and a subconscious and energetic practice to connect to that which you originally disconnected from. Because that claim, I needed my mother and father to meet all these needs. They were not met. Let me work through that and let me meet those needs on my own instead of projecting it on my partner or things outside of me, right? That was not the problem. It's not that your needs were not met, is that we projected or we wanted those needs to be met from people who could never meet them. Our human mother and our human father, but they're only human. And so it's not that those needs were not met by them, is that the original problem is our disconnection from the divine mother, the divine father, from God life's first consciousness now, because our human mind is so programmed to see mom and dad. The way that I do it with clients is that we personify as the god and the goddess, even though that's not really necessary, but it's easier for the mind to see it as that, to work with the two energies, to separate it as two tangible, like the divine mother, the divine father, because it's already so said, well, mom and dad did not meet those needs. Okay. And I was projecting those needs onto them. And so it's our disconnection from source. So not knowing that, again, a lot of this work is so freaking fun. I love it. I absolutely love it. But here too, unless you address the root cause and that is your disconnection from source, from the divine, you will not get those results in the long run. So tangibly, as an example, what does that look like? A lot of people are there. I was just speaking to a friend and she goes, she's dating someone new. And it's like, oh, I really need my good morning and good night text. And that's so important to me. And that's, very reasonable. And that's something that you want to communicate like, hey, those are important to me. Is that something you could do? And very valid. But going to why is that? And sometimes it goes from, that anxious attachment. Again, all these modalities are so freaking fun. All these different channels and the ways that we handle it, or the ways that we made up, okay, how do I handle this or these unmet needs, and which attachment style do I have? So fun. I love it. But it does not address the root cause. So have fun with that. But also, are you dealing with the root cause? And why does that, knowing like, okay, I'm anxiously attached sometimes, or I need those good morning and good night texts. Where does that come from? Okay, well, because I didn't feel that my parents were always there. So I need extra reassurance. I need extra connection. I need us to feel that we're okay. Right. But you're not actually trying to get that from your partner. And you're not actually trying to, we say, I'm trying to get that from my parents back in the time. You're not, though. We're trying to have that sense of stability, one that not your partner was supposed to provide, is supposed to provide, not your parents from way back then, which is why you're craving it so much now from your parents. But what you need right now is actually that connection with God, life source consciousness. I need good morning and good night texts from God. Does it still love me? Does it still care about me? Does it still know that I'm here? Okay. Is our relationship okay? That is often what we're craving. Knowing that, hey, I'm not alone. Knowing that does life still have my back? And a lot of that disconnection is because we forget the power that we have. And so one of the most important things, like every single morning, are you making sure, because those morning and good night texts are your responsibility. Are you making space? It's always being sent to you, right? Like metaphorically, God is there sending those good morning, good night texts to you. But if you're too busy trying to get it from out there, you're not receiving them. And so it's your responsibility to just stop. Are you making space morning and evenings to receive those good morning and good night texts from the divine? What is your relationship like? And this is more of a as within, so without. And it's like a whole loop in a sense that when you create moments, I'm going to give you a tangible example, actually. I just hosted a live event, and one of the people there addressed how they sit with their inner child, which is amazing, right? Oh, they're always there with their inner child as long as it needs. And when I say, when do you usually do that? Because what came for me as I'm reading the person's energy, and so I ask very specific questions as I'm hearing, they're saying all these amazing things. I have a great relationship with my inner child. I make sure to connect with it on a regular basis. And what I'm feeling is a deep disconnection. And I'm feeling that energy of that child just being like, hey, I'm not okay. And so as it contradicts what they're saying, I asked, when do you do that? Like, what is your go-to? What has to happen for that to for you to sit with it for right as long as it needs? But what has to happen for you to do that? And they go, well, when something is off, that was it. So how would you like to be in a relationship where when you're happy, everything's going well, the person does not look at you? They don't mind you. They don't even act like you don't exist to them. But when something's wrong, they're like, okay, let me fix you. I'm here with you. What do you need? Right? Is that a healthy relationship? Do you feel safe in that? In fact, well, that would happen every time you want connection. You're like, oh, okay, something has to be wrong for me to get connection. And so often I see that in clients, one-on-one clients. This is very typical, that their inner child, their inner critic will just manifest shit because, oh, that's when I get attention. Like when something's wrong in your life, you come back to me. So let me just keep throwing stuff out. So something's always wrong so that you're always with me because that's how I feel secure. Okay. It's like a teenager that's there like acting out because that's when they're getting the parents' love. Taking a deep inhale into that, just noticing where are you at with that one. Okay, I'm going deep today, right? This is like not beginner level at all. So as that person addressed that, right? And I felt the disconnection. It's like, oh, right, I'm just there when something's wrong. So yeah, it's like, as long as you need, sweetheart, but only when something's wrong. It's not done consistently. And so similarly, we often go into, and again, those morning and good night texts are just flooding in all the time. But we only create space when we're at our rock bottom. How about when everything's amazing? Do you make time to connect with yourself and send those good morning, good night texts to yourself, to your inner child? Loving your body, right? Not paying attention to it when it's sick or when the body has to say, like, hey, I'm not okay, like burned out here, okay? Like we're not getting out of bed. Gabor Mate, he says that either you make time for your body or rest, or your body will make that time for you forcefully. So are you only paying attention when something's wrong, or are you doing this consistently? How healthy is your relationship with yourself? And when that is settled, because that is our responsibility, right? When we do that consistently and like as above, so below, you're there in the middle, as you're building a relationship with the different aspects of yourself. You can say that inner child or the inner feminine or whatever you want to call it. As above, that greater aspect of God, life, source, conscience, the divine, you're able to hear it more. Okay. Because it's all sort of a loop. It's like those Russian dolls. Okay. There's within you and there's also outside of you, but it's one and the same. So how are you doing with that? And are you tending to your connection with the divine? Again, this is what we're trying to get from outside. This is what a lot of these modalities, like, am I anxious or am I attached? It's like we're trying to understand that because we're trying to get our needs met that we did not get met, that were not met from our parents. But it was never about that to begin with. So, how's your connection with something greater, with the unknown? Do you love the unknown? Do you trust the unknown? Do you feel safe in that? In the infinite possibilities? When you're disconnected, it's like, I'm terrified of the unknown. I need to control everything. But what if the unknown God, life, source, conscious, like that's loving energy, loving presence? I absolutely trust it because I know that it loves me deeply. Because I have built a relationship with myself, knowing that I love my inner child and those aspects of myself deeply as well. And it's all a loop. So taking a deep inhale into that. Noticing any tension in your body, any disconnection. Noticing any invitations, noticing any excitements. Consciously evoking that. Where is the invitation? What am I excited about? Seeing yourself through the eyes of God, of love, of the divine. Seeing your body through those eyes. Seeing your life through those eyes. And taking a deep inhale in. And then the exhale out, creating an invitation and in the next following breaths of trusting the unknown. How many things are unknown that you don't consciously think about? Your organs working, your hair and nails growing. Someone's taking care of that. And you trust it. You trust your exhale. You don't freak out, oh, I shouldn't exhale too much because what if the next breath doesn't return? You don't need to control that. You don't need to control the sun coming up every morning, even though that's pretty crucial for the food that you eat. Noticing all these unknowns in your life and how you trust them. And this is where I like to, when I speak directly to the ego, you got to pick a lane. It's like, well, I trust it in these aspects, but not in these aspects. Yeah, because you have no choice. It's not fair, say, well, I trust. You have no choice though to trust, and yet it's all working out. So can you let go of that control in other aspects as well? And trusting your intuition, trusting your inspiration, trusting when you can't help but act on this thing that excites you. That is that God life source conscious moving through you. But for you to be able to tune into that, it means making space to receive those good morning and good night texts from life itself. What are you hearing me say? I'd love to hear that in the comments. Where are you at with that? What do you feel is in your way of that surrender, that receptivity? And if this is something that you want to go deeper into, you're welcome to sign up for a free clarity call to see if we're in alignment, because I'm opening a few new spots for men and for women, 2 spots for men, 2 spots for women from January. So if this is something that you want to go deeper into in a 3-month container, then you're welcome to get on the call and see what your next steps are, or worst case, I can recommend a resource that I feel like will be beneficial for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for being open to going deeper instead of, again, so fun to dig around in all these modalities and all these things. But as you can have fun with that, understanding what's underneath that and being willing to connect to that which is eternal within you. Thank you so much. And I'm wishing you a powerful day.